Okay, we are in Dumpling School. I think it's episode 14. Let's see, yes, episode 14. And this is CEO Dumpling, Lady Ashrin. And again, some of the information is pulled from C.S. Joseph's work. The best way to learn that is to go to school.com /CS Joseph, SKOOL.com /CS Joseph. I will make sure to put a link in the details. Okay, so there's a lot of talk about UD and SD and UD guys and SD guys. So, um, how do we as upcoming moms or moms raise more UD men? How do we encourage them to actually have that? And there is something to that. And I know that we're like, okay, well, this happens because of society, this happens because of moms, this happens because of dads, this happens because of parenting, this happens because of this or this or this or this. So, how can we raise the next generation to have more UD? We're not talking about changing our relationships in the house right now. We are talking about our children. So, for boys, and this is going to be mostly about boys, and some of this can apply a little bit to girls, especially how to help them think and stuff like that. But right now, I'm going to talk about boys and how to get young boys to be able to easier go into UD. So, what I've actually noticed, and some of this is probably my age showing, being Gen X and stuff, is that a lot of kids in the younger generations have been over over coddled, over wrapped. I've watched parents decide that, hey, it's a dangerous world out there. Don't go out. Don't do things. Don't do this. Don't take risks. The world is dangerous. And yes, you could tease about the Gen X kids doing like just going out, disappearing in the house about, a little bit after breakfast and not coming home till late at night. Who knows where they were? Some actually were responsible and stayed at the house until their parents got home, but there was a lot of leeway given to kids as they actually went running around and doing things. We didn't have a lot of the conveniences and safety measures that we used to. It's like, yeah, I remember that it was perfectly just fine to ride inside of the back of a pickup, no safety belts, no helmets, nothing, just in the back of the pickup with your friends. One friend would drive and everybody else would ride in the back. There was a bit disregard for safety, we'll just put it that way. But other than that, I have noticed some of the opposite has happened. And some kids are basically told to stay inside, not go outside, and they're given a video game machine or a computer and just basically told to be quiet and be still and don't go outside play, don't go take risks, don't go do things with your friends and get in trouble. And then we end up with 30-year-olds or older that are still staying at home in their mom's basement. 30-old men that have not gone out. They don't ask girls out. They don't go to clubs. They don't do anything other than live on the computer. We've also, yeah, that's a good point. I will bring that in too. We also have, instead of just telling people, yeah, there's strangers outside. If you get in trouble, call mom and dad. That's cool. And it's like, ooh, there's danger. Okay, I'm going to contact somebody that I trust. It's more like, don't go outside. Don't touch anything. Over sanitization, over this, over this, over this. And I remember a while ago reading not medical, an article, basically a white paper of somebody's study, something called risk play. And this is instead of being in a, basically, instead of being in a really oversafed, over sterilized environment, um, being playing with things like wood, playing with tools, playing with things that actually could be dangerous. And what actually they have learned is in these risk playgrounds, uh, kids start learning a lot more cause and effect. They learn how to take safe risks and dangerous risks and which ones to actually take. Um, Teaching kids the cause and effect of something. I remember one of the ladies I was talking to said, yeah, her little one did not want to listen about drinking a hot cup of tea. And she said, it's hot. The kid still wanted it. It's hot. Um, so her boy took a drink of it, and guess what? They found out it's hot. They got a little bit of a burn, but guess what? The little boy actually now knows what hot means and now can judge if he wants that experience again. And most kids learn this stuff one way or another, like, hot, don't touch the stove, it's hot. Don't drink the tea, it's hot. How about this? It's hot. Okay, cool. Now we know what hot is, and now we know how to take that risk of whether we want hot or not, or how to use the hot to our advantage. Um, so kids learning cause and effect helps them learn to take risk. And this can also be very generalized because imagine a boy or a girl that won't go into a kitchen because everything is dangerous. They won't touch dad's tools because everything is dangerous. Um, it helps them actually as they grow up to learn to take risks that are ready. And I'm not talking about having our kids do extremely dangerous things, but having them take a little bit of danger. Have them uh, learn what is around the world, what they're doing with the world. Basically being a little bit less coddled and a little bit less pampered. Um, and also, this actually encourages them to take more and more risk. And yes, letting boys run around to get that energy out. Actually, was watching something else that actually encourages extra estrogen in the body when a boy is encouraged to stay still for too long. Um, they need to run, they need to play, they need to do things. And another thing I have noticed over time is the effect of participation trophies. So, participation trophies is so that people, or basically the children, uh, when when there is a competition, everybody gets to win, and it kind of starts limiting the tears, but it also creates an entitlement. I've noticed with kids that, oh, I did something, so I am going to get a trophy, whatsoever. But it also takes away from that winning attitude and actually going forward and doing your best, because it doesn't matter if you do a best if you get a participation trophy. It also helps them if they don't have the participation trophies and there's just like a first place, second place, third place, and nobody else gets anything. It actually does this thing where it gives an opportunity for them to learn their emotions. And just as much as us mothers can be upset with tears, it is an opportunity to learn that, hey, no, you need to do better. If you do better, then you will get your trophies. And it's an opportunity for them to be both a good loser, basically, and it also helps them also be a good winner. Because sometimes being able to win gracefully is just as important as being able to lose gracefully. And it basically helps the extremes so that it actually allows that understanding. It actually allows something to grow inside that is actually healthy for them. Um, and also understanding that a risk actually gives reward. So the bigger risk, the bigger the reward. And if the reward is small, then why take the risk? Why jump out and try to do something? Why go through a difficult challenge? Why go through a rite of passage? So the idea that Chase put in is that when a man does his rite of passage, it turns a boy into a man. It changes that perspective. It changes that, and it actually creates that situation where they go from SC to UD. And so that rite of passage helps him grow up, helps him become more responsible, more independent, more able to do the things he needs to do to be the person he needs to be. And that's actually another really good point is basically when 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 a boy is learning to be responsible, when they are able to do something, give him responsibility and reward for that responsibility as it does. Um, One of the weird things I noticed at one point was how many kids don't want to drive. They want to just depend on mom or friends, or maybe less friends because their friends aren't driving, or just public transportation. And, public transportation is nice, but it doesn't always do things. I remember in high school, everybody, as soon as you turned 16, were like, ooh, I am getting my license. I am going to show that I am responsible enough that I could drive this car. Um, Even the girls. and, and one of my listeners says horses are better than cars. Yes, but there's not always places to park the horses. But anyway, but it's about responsibility. And even on the horse thing, owning a horse is responsibility. Um, Responsibility is actually very important because that actually starts leading to something called independence. And I remember this from one of Chase's previous lectures is that one of the things that happens with a guy is can he be independent? Um, can he actually show that he is responsible and can be independent on his own? uh, can he do things on his own? It doesn't mean that he can't have a place. He can't be saving up for his future. Um, but can he actually try to live on his own? And that actually shows that that man has become independent. That shows that he can do things. It shows that he is going places and that he is actually a very good quality to actually be an actual good husband. Is that if he actually can be independent, can he be responsible? Um, and a friend of mine made a comment about one guy she knew, and his mom was so upset that he wanted to get his own Costco card. Costco card. Costco? Yes, Costco. Uh, it it's a shopping. It's a store. He was in his 30s, and his mom was so upset that he was not depending on her anymore at 30. Honestly, a man should be starting to learn this stuff and doing these things at 18 or 20, not 30. They should be. They should be having a plan to get out of the house. They should be having a plan to actually have a good job. And they should be trying to go someplace in their life. Um, so, yeah, not pampering our little boys, not treating them as little girls, not allowing them to start taking risks when they're young will help them grow that responsibility, it help them grow that independence, and will help them learn that cause and effect and be healthy male adults. Um, and I know as women, it is really easy to say, "Oh, yes, I don't want you hurt. I don't want you to do this." But sometimes it's almost harmful to protect them from just about everything. So I remember I remember this one lady. She was researching the female body versus the male body, and the female body, the arms are designed to hold. They are designed to be able to carry a baby while you're cooking and not drop the baby. And they are designed to hold really, really tight to protect their little ones. Guys' arms are stronger in a way that they are designed to push. And if you watch, fun videos of dads playing with kids, a lot of times they're doing things like throwing them up at the air, and the mom is like covering her eyes, going, "No, no, no, don't." But dads have fun that way. They push, they tackle, they do things like that. I mean, a little bit of rough house play is actually a good thing for little ones. They learn their strength, they learn dad's strength, they learn all this other great stuff. So, yes, us moms want to protect their, we want to make sure they're okay. We want to make sure that everything is good. But it is hard for a boy to actually grow up, and start being independent, start being responsible if we pamper them way too much. So, that is actually the thing I was going to talk about at Dumpling School today. I'm going to see if there's any other questions or any other comments from my wonderful audience, which apparently is all in blue today. This is actually amazing. There's like a handful of girls, and they all have blue profile pictures. But yeah, when I was talking about the red and green flags, having a guy that's either independent or on a road to independence, i.e., they have a plan. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm saving up for, and this is where I will be. Um, that's actually pretty good. I know one couple that her guy is finishing up a school, and once he finishes up school, then they'll be able to be together. And but the thing is, he's finishing up school. Um, yeah, staying home is not a good safety net for guys. Um, it helps when you're getting on your feet. It helps when you are trying to do your vocational school or college or something, having your parents pay for that so you could focus on studying. That's actually cool. And maybe as you're saving up for your first job, that's actually pretty cool too. However, there should be a path to going forward. What age? Um, Honestly, I don't necessarily have a good age bracket. I am sure there's some good information out there. I just don't personally have little boys. Um, but basically, is once you are actually seeing the whole thing of mom needing to let them take little risks. So as they're like toddlers, you wouldn't want them to play with power tools as a toddler, and that'd probably be a little bit extra too dangerous. But I know some that start doing things around the house, playing with dad, wrestling with dad, uh, doing doing things. Actually, I wish one of my other audience was here today. He'd probably have a really good answer to that question. But actually, just learning what's a little bit more age appropriate. I feel like an older uh, an older boy, let's say preteen, probably needs to know a little bit about power tools. Needs to know a little bit about a car, be able to change a tire and all that fun stuff. Once they start getting a little bit more body strength, basically, with the dad in the house, it's actually easier. because dad will start doing things, and it's basically getting him interested in following dad around. Hey, dad's doing this. Let me go ahead and figure out what dad's doing. Okay, dad's going to give me this tool. Dad's going to give me this tool that would actually be helpful. Um, I would say by 16, a boy needs to know how to use power tools and be able to change a tire. Maybe a little bit more stuff on the car as they have interest. I know they don't like people doing their own engine oil and everything else, but they may have interest in that. Um, you know, kids, boys need to learn to drive, especially if they're going to have a cute little princess to be the passenger princess for the rest of her life. Um, let's see. I know basically a mom could let them actually, as they grow, start doing things around the house that may have a little bit more danger. Mm. Um, Actually, as they learn stuff, actually, here's a really good thing. As a young boy starts getting older, find tasks that they could do that if they leave the house at 18, they could technically live on their own. So let's say um, in elementary school, can they cook spaghetti? Can they cook a fried egg? Um, can they cut up vegetables? I mean, those are kind of girl tasks, but mom can actually help do that because, starting with the vegetables, you start playing with a knife. Um, and you could basically give them responsibility with a knife, give them responsibility with scissors, give them responsibility. That way, when they are leaving the house, when they are actually about 18, that they could be on their own for a while and their apartment's not going to be completely chaos. They won't be coming home to say, hey, mom, can you do my laundry for me? Hey, mom, I want to press a girl by cooking for her. I have no idea how to cook. Um, Actually, that does oppress a girl, by the way, knowing how to cook. Um, So find things around the house that are bigger, stronger, have them be as they grow older, let them do some things on your own. It's like, there's a cute, funny video I saw where the wife is always asking the husband to open the pickle jars. And then one day he wasn't available and he watched her open a pickle jar on her own. It's like, yeah, she could do it on her own, but she lets me do it. Have your boys try to do things that encourages them to do guy things. Another thing you could find is you could do this is something I have found. It's basically, in a sense, a borrow a dad. This is finding a brother, a uncle, a guy to guy for the son to actually spend time with that actually does dad like things. And this is not getting married to the guy. This is kind of like basically a role model. I remember a program at one point called Big Brothers or something like that, where basically they would a young boy that's a teenager could adopt a older 20-year-old, 30-year-old that would basically show him the man ropes, um, do things with him, be with him, spend some time with him. Um, Also, grandpas are actually excellent at that type of thing. Hanging around grandpa all the day is actually good for a boy. Um, let's see. Yeah, they can hang around your dad if that's possible, if that's also healthy too. Um, but sometimes a church may have some guys that are healthy to be a role model for. Um, just basically hang around, help do things, help take care of stuff. I've actually seen that actually be very successful from time to time. That way they could find a quote unquote older brother or a uncle or something like that that helps. So again, just I know our desire is to protect. Now, definitely protect the girls. Definitely protect the girls. They need all your love and attention. They need all that emotional love too. But for little boys, uh, encourage them to take those risks. Encourage their independence. Encourage responsibility. Oh, that's another one good one is teaching a young boy responsibility in money. That will go a long ways. Teach him how to save for things. Teach him how to spend it well. Instead of just buying a toy, have them make some money and how to save it so they can buy the one they want. They will actually enjoy the toy a lot more. Teach them how to do investment. I actually saw a neat video on that too. It's about teaching your kids investment. But yeah, that starts teaching them responsibility with money too. And that could help as well, especially when he gets his first paycheck and it's like, ooh, cool, what am I going to do with this? Now he knows a little bit more of what to do, how to take care of that, how to save a little bit so that when he is needing to buy a car, when he is needing to be out on his own, when he's wanting to be independent, he kind of knows what to do. So, well, I think that is all for today. Yeah, I wanted to do about 30 minutes, close to 30 minutes today. I guess I could do little girls. Definitely teach your daughters to cook, clean, do all the house stuff. They may not like it, but it's helpful. Also, teach them all the beauty, fitness, health. Basically, go through the, because we may not know what our daughter's personality type is. We may not know which of the archetypes they are, but if they learn a little bit out of each, then once they're ready to specialize, once we actually get an idea where they should be, that will help them. So, yeah, teach them a bit of maiden, how to be healthy, how to exercise, uh, matron, how to do house cleaning, how to do crafts, how to do a lot of stuff there. Also, how to take care of babies, and also how to socialize and have fun, because that's also very important as well. Because that is where they are going to pick up friends, and that's how they're going to pick up. That's also going to be how they pick up information in the future. So, and that's a whole different type of risk taking. I actually may break that into another episode. So, anyway, that is episode 14 for Dumpling School. And thank you for my wonderful live audience of being here. And we will see you next time.